today. Today is day 1 of week 2. We are continuing on the month of November, of course, with our head topic of mind and feet in gear, the importance of your thinking and commitments. Our subtopic for today is God's butterfly. Our kickoff scripture is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 16. Scripture says we have the mind of Christ. I'm going to be reading in Colossians starting today. Go over to chapter 3. I'm going to read verses 5 and 6. Scripture says, "Put to death, therefore, what is earthly in you, sexual immorality, impurity, passion, evil desire, and covetousness, which is idolatry. On account of these things, the wrath of God is coming." Very strong words there from the Apostle Paul. Tony today writes, "This week we want to look at some very practical ways that having the mind of Christ should impact our lives. Usually when you start talking about setting your mind on heavenly things, someone objects. If you want to do that, you become so heavenly minded you're no earthly good. No, the idea is to become heavenly informed so you can become so good on earth. Our problem today is not heavenly minded Christians who are no earthly good. Our problem is Christians who are earthly minded, they are no heavenly good. People are so obsessed with the world's way of thinking that they do not bring heaven's perspective to bear on life. Now, we have explained that you have died to the old you already. The butterfly has been set free. You must no longer hang out in Caterpillarville. You are now set free to roam. The heavens is God's butterfly. Your job is to consider this as so, such as described in verse 5 that we just read. To realize that you are now dead. Dead to what? Dead to your old life, which includes the unsavory list that follows in verse 5. What does Paul mean when he says these things amount to idolatry? Because whenever you serve immorality, impurity, passion, evil desires, or greed, you have made those things your God because you have placed yourself under their control. You do not need to worship a wooden carving to be an idolater or a golden calf to be an idolater. All you need to do is serve and give yourself to something other than the true God. Instead, your mind needs to inform your body that no longer has to serve these gods. Why? Because God is going to judge those who do these things. Why would you want to hang out where judgment is about to fall? If you knew there was going to be a drug raid at a certain location at 3 a.m., you'd be a fool to be there at that hour. You need to be as far away from that place as you can get. The same thing is true if you want to be governed by the mind of Christ. Consider yourself dead and run as far away as possible from the deeds of the flesh. In the Think About It section, Tony writes, whenever you say, "I can't help myself," you're saying that this thing controls your being. And if it controls your being, it has become your God. Not really a whole lot for me to add to that. I really like Tony's point out of idolatry. This is something I've not only heard Tony Evans bring up, this is something I've really heard Jim Cymbala address, as well as Damon Thompson. I really like Jim Cymbala's point of, or something he stresses, in that we all serve something. I like how Tony brought up that idolatry is not necessarily serving some wood carved image or golden calf, or something made with hands, so to speak, of that nature. We all serve something. We all have something that is controlling us. We all have something that we specifically are driven to live for. And if it's not Jesus Christ, then it's something else. And that thing, those other things can be money, it can be food, it could be movies, it could be sports, it could be cars, any form of materialism. It could be many things. But we all are serving something. I really like how that is brought up, and that is continually going to be addressed here, even as it was in Scripture throughout the course of this week. So that wraps up today. You'll have a great evening. God bless you.